There's a new judge in town, and she's not afraid to strut her stuff.
But will someone else's stuff catch Mr. Cranky's eye?
Plus, one of our favorite contestants is back.
But this time, he has his bro in tow.
From Phoenix
To Kansas City.
we're giving you a high five.
And maybe even a smooch.
Because we're not pulling any punches.
And you know that we'll bring the truth.
I'm Michael Slezak.
And I'm Kristen Baldwin.
Let's cue up the pitchy.
And the witchy.
This is Idolatry. Let's start with sexual chocolate.
Don't we usually wait till after the show?
This next audition had Stevie Wonder rolling in his grave.
Rated T for not that good.
Oh, no. This will not stand.
Special day where we'll...
Hey, Mindy, what's up?
Slezak, what is this on my computer?
Yeah, I know. There have been some changes to Idolatry.
Put your hands together for the Idolatry dancers.
I am Melinda Doolittle, and I do not approve this message.
They did some focus group testing over the summer and decided to take it in a different direction.
Well, give them this direction. If you and Kristen are not hosting the show, then I will not be performing on it next week.
You know what? This will not stand.
This will not stand. Doolittle out.
The season premiere's most moving story arc, though, centered on Scott McIntyre, a.k.a. Blind Guy.
Absolutely. But before we get to his vocals, can we talk about his...
Pete, hobos.
Excuse me, you're in my... Good morning.
Oh, God!
So, Kristen, we've been waiting 7 months to obsess and talk about all these great, talented singers who are trying out for American Idol. And literally the first thing we have to talk about is Bikini Girl.
I have to say, I am surprised that nobody thought of this sooner. Showing up in a skimpy outfit, blatantly using sex to get through. She sounded fine. What it reminded me of is when I went to a minor league baseball game and there was this tragic girl from Staten Island who sang That's Amore on top of a dugout. You know, it was fine. It was a little like, oh, that's too bad for you.
Right.
But she got through because her ass.
I think if she ends up on the dugout at a Staten Island Yankees game, that's probably about as classy as it's going to get in her career.
Classy with a K.
Classy with a K. Honestly, her singing was okay in the beginning, but when she got into the sing-off with Cara and tried to do that last run, that was heinous. And I don't think that Simon and Randy could hear it over the sound of her ass cleavage.
Exactly. It was nice to give Cara something to show that she is going to be confrontational when it is warranted.
You don't have the chops to sing that song, sweetie.
Especially if you're wearing an H&M bikini.
Exactly. I think that was an H&M bikini. That's a perfect description for
H&M is like, don't bring us into this. Not sponsored by H&M.
They do not approve this message.
Yeah.
The other great thing about Cara was she said more in the course of maybe 2 critiques than Randy said in ever in his life. Randy honestly has become more irrelevant than ever. And people talk about, like, is Paula worried about her job? This is not a woman versus woman type situation.
Yeah.
If anyone should worry about his job, it should be the dude who always says, oh, Simon, what did you think?
What do you think of sexual chocolate, Simon?
He doesn't have an opinion. He doesn't even have one.
It's really gotten to the point where there's one coherent voice on that panel, and that's Simon, because, you know, Randy never says anything, Paula never says anything. So it's good to have one more person. The problem is there was a little bit of like The View-like crosstalk in episode 1, and it gets a little bit where they're all trying to talk.
Hold on a minute, babe.
What did she say?
Let's start. That was not what I said.
You're almost ready for like Sherry Shepherd to come out and scream over Elizabeth Hasselblatt. Heinous. Though I did like when Cara talked about my favorite contestant this season so far,
Yeah.
DEANNA Brown.
You have an interesting voice. It's definitely, I would remember it. if I heard it on the radio?
That's what excites me during the audition process, when someone comes on and with just a few a cappella bars, their voice just sort of stands out in your head, you can remember it.
Sitting in the morning sun, I'll be sitting when the evening comes.
Her sitting on the dock of the bay, I'm just hoping it gets her to the top 36. I'm going to be crushed, devastated, and crying if she's booted during Hollywood Week.
My favorite was Jessica from Kansas, who lives with her grandma. Loved her.
Do you know that I sing?
Do I what?
Know that I sing.
It's nice to see somebody completely raw who's just charming. And, you know, Simon just said, I like that you're a small town girl. You know,
with big dreams.
With big dreams. I like that. You know,
and a grandmother
that
wasn't coming out of Central Casting. She was like a real human
She was
being.
an old lady.
They had a real connection. It was kind of awesome.
It was sweet the way she talked about her.
I take care of her, but she has my back whenever I need her to.
A small town girl with a big dream is like, it's almost like quaint, that idea now. So it was nice.
I'm actually a little choked up just by that phrase.
Have you ever want me? Come on and cry, cry, baby.
Let's talk about contestants that we didn't like so much. I was not a fan of Von Smith.
Shouty McShouterson?
Or should I say Von Smith? I'm pleased for Von that his teeth and gums are in excellent condition because he kept his mouth like the entire time. It was like shooting out of a cannon.
I was really worried he was going to have an aneurysm while he was performing.
It was just painful.
It was almost like he was being held hostage, and they were like, you will sing this song, or else I will shoot you in the head.
Right.
Yeah,
and the judges didn't call him out on it. They were just like, oh, great, great. They should just give him a little bit of constructive criticism and just say, take it down a notch.
And maybe a Valium.
Maybe.
You know, maybe.
Quite possibly.
My least favorite contestant, I don't even really know his name because I'm just going to call him Ghoulish Widower. I don't know what kind of lunatic goes on American Idol 30 days after his wife dies and cries in a completely insane theatrical way to the producers, oh God, I remember the day the doctor said they could do no more, and then gives the producers home footage of their proposal. Like, what is wrong with that man?
Yeah, the home footage, and for the record, Danny Goki, we'll put his name out there. I understand maybe we all grieve in different ways, but when you've taken the time to send home video footage, it starts to feel a little like calculated.
It's disgusting. I love all kinds of bad television, every bad reality show ever, but I think that was just exemplified the worst of the worst in terms of how it brings out just truly heinous things in people.
If he wears a t-shirt with her face on it during Hollywood Week, he's officially dead to me as well. I will join the hatred bandwagon with you. I'm not quite there yet, but I understand where you're coming from.